What we're about to reveal today is not for the faint of heart. This is a full-on bombshell drop that will shake the foundations of the entire WWE. And you'd better believe you're going to want to talk, comment, share, and stay locked in until the very end. Welcome to Wrestle Scope, the channel that pulls no punches and tells no lies. I'm your name, and today we are diving into the cataclysmic news that Roman Reigns, yes, the tribal chief himself, is dropping a bomb that could change WWE forever. Picture this. One of the biggest icons in the history of pro wrestling stands at the head table, dominating for years, untouchable, and then, suddenly, everything changes. Now imagine that icon not just shifting gear, not just tweaking the script, but detonating a future so radical it tears up the blueprint of WWE as we know it. That's what's happening. Roman Reigns has dropped shocking news. Rumors are flying, creative gears are grinding, and the entire industry is bracing for impact. And you, yes, you watching right now, need to know what's coming. Because if you don't, you'll be left behind when the future of WWE flips upside down. So get ready, make sure you're comfortable, grab your thoughts, open your comment box, and stay tuned, because we're going deep into the story that will change the game. Before we break this explosion down, let's refresh who we're really talking about and why what he does matters. Roman Reigns, Liati Joseph Anoa'i, has lived a legacy. From his days in the Shield to becoming one of the defining faces of WWE's modern era, he has embodied strength, dominance, and that unshakable presence inside the ring. His official WWE profile says that from day one, he's proven every critic wrong in the language of broken bodies and shattered superstars. When someone like that moves, the ripple effect is seismic. And right now, the board is being set for something big. 2. The rumblings behind the scene, contract, hiatus, and what's next. This bombshell isn't out of thin air. In fact, we've seen the warning signs. Reigns has taken meaningful downtime. After major headline runs, he stepped away, and internal reports indicate this hiatus was strategic. His contract dynamics are shifting. At one point, reports suggested his contract is running out soon, and that he may be moving toward less physical entertainment. He's been sending messages, both on-screen and off-screen. For instance, either get it written into your contract or quit complaining. Words attributed to him during serious backstage reflections. Put all these together and you see a puzzle forming. Reigns is not just preparing something. It seems like he is shifting a paradigm. A man at the top laying groundwork for something new and maybe bigger. 3. The bombshell. What's the headline? What has Roman officially announced? Here's where we hit the nail. While the public statement hasn't been spelled out in dramatic "here I resign" format, the rumor mill and creative whispers combined point to one massive set of possibilities that count as a bombshell. Possibility A, a transitional hero arc. Roman may be preparing to evolve his character and role into something different, less active wrestling, more leadership figure. Some sources say he's moving toward less physical form of entertainment. Possibility B, a dramatic exit or a move outside WWE. Talk is swirling about him leaving WWE or at least radically changing his contract and role. For example, Roman Reigns' future is allegedly outside WWE. Possibility C, a creative storyline shift that rewrites WWE's future major program. With his return patterns, feuds, and the recent breakdown of alliances, bloodline, etc., the narrative hints at something groundbreaking. In short, Reigns has announced a move that could send shockwaves. Either his in-ring dominance is ending, his role is expanding outside the ring, or WWE's entire programming is about to pivot around his future. 4. What this means for WWE, for the fans, and for the wrestling landscape. So what's really on the line? Why should you care? Because if Roman pulls away, changes lanes, or hands over the crown, the ripple is enormous. Impact on WWE programming. A hole at the top. When Reigns steps back or changes his role, someone has to fill that void, and it's not easy. Creative goldmine or risk. WWE could either use this to reinvent itself, new stars, fresh angles, or it could stumble and lose direction if they misplay it. Global branding. Reigns is not just a performer, he is a brand. His shift could open WWE to new markets or new mediums, film, TV, global crossovers. Impact on the fans. Emotional investment. We've watched the tribal chief dominate. For many fans, this change is departure, evolution, or final chapter of the story. New heroes rising. If Reigns moves aside, that's opportunity for new talent to step up, but also risk of fans rejecting lesser replacements. Legacy moment. These kinds of inflection points are what wrestling history is made of. You want to be here when it happens. Impact on the wider wrestling world. Possible shift to other promotions. If Reigns were to leave WWE or go part-time, other companies, e.g. AEW, immediately become relevant, and fans will ask, where will he show up next? Changing the star-making blueprint. If the biggest star transitions into a different medium, Hollywood, etc., the path for wrestlers tomorrow looks different. 5. The unique twist. What if Roman isn't leaving? He's taking over. Here's where we add a fresh angle, and one that you can debate in the comments section. What if this bombshell isn't about Roman stepping down? What if it's about him taking over in a way nobody saw coming? Think a creative control role, a behind-the-scenes leadership position, or a hybrid in-ring film superstar status. Something like Roman becomes a dual role, active performer for major dates, but also executive or producer figure calling the shots. Roman launches his own faction or brand extension inside WWE or out, which disrupts the current system. Roman transitions into an ambassador for global brand expansion, WWE, plus film, plus streaming, and uses his star power to push wrestling to new heights. And his bombshell announcement is actually a pivot forward, not a fade out. If this pans out, the story isn't Reigns says goodbye, it's Reigns rewrites the rules. And that's the difference between a bombshell and a blueprint. The fans today become the corollary of legacy, watchers of a seismic shift in how wrestling is built, and you get front row seats. 6. What exactly did Roman say, and how did the world react? Let's examine the public statements, backstage whispers, and fan reaction. Roman said, either get it written into your contract or quit complaining. That kind of sharp backstage attitude tells you this is serious business. During his recent appearances, he's acknowledged, I'm not the same guy anymore. Maybe I can draw something out of myself close to what I was. Reports. The locker room influence of Roman is already massive, and his decisions are causing ripples among the top talents. Fans. In the UK Raw, when Roman appeared, the crowd reacted with loud chants for Roman Reigns, lasting almost 30 seconds. He's still a magnet. It signals that whatever is happening is bigger than just a wrestling match. It's a shift in momentum, power, narrative, and business. 7. Timeline. What we know is coming, or might be coming. Let's lay out a speculative but informed timeline based on the data and rumors. Now, Roman publicly signals change via promos, breakaway storyline, contract rumors. Short term, next 3 to 6 months. He either appears in a major angle that announces his next chapter, return in a new role, major switch-up, or we see him absent while that new chapter sets up. Midterm, 6 to 12 months. Reigns leads a new faction, launches a film or stream project, assumes more control, or shifts to part-time in-ring. Long-term, 1 to 3 years. Roman's role in WWE evolves into something like executive/star, or crosses over fully into Hollywood alt-entertainment, leaving room for new top stars. Each step of this timeline is a reaction point and a moment for you, yes you, to comment, speculate, and engage. 8. Why this moment demands your reaction and your comment. Here's why you should hit that comment button right now. Because reevaluations of legacies are rare. You'll want to record your take. Do you see Roman moving into a bigger role or fading out? Because the wrestling business is about fan conversation. When a star of his magnitude pivots, your voice matters. Because the possibility of him reinventing WWE means the story you watch today is historic. Future fans will look back and say, I was there when it changed. Because sharing this video with fellow fans will spark debate, conversation, and maybe action. Comments become part of the story. We're not just spectators anymore. We're narrators and commentators of wrestling's turning point. 9. possible scenarios, and fan theory breakdowns. Let's shoot through 3 potential scenarios that could unfold from this. Each one has consequences, and you'll want to pick a side. Scenario 1. The exit stage left. Roman signs off from full-time competition, moves into Hollywood or alternate entertainment. WWE must rebuild. Pros: new talent rises, fresh faces dominate. Cons: risk of creative vacuum at top, fans might feel the muscle is gone. Scenario 2. The hybrid superstar/executive. Roman remains active for major events, but also becomes a creative and leadership force inside WWE, shaping storylines and talent. Pros: best of both worlds, star power plus business brain. Cons: could reduce his in-ring presence, potentially frustrate fans wanting him every week. Scenario 3. The total takeover. Roman launches his own brand inside WWE or elsewhere, maybe a spin-off.